So we are discussing the agile development or agile development. What agile or agile means? It means the flexibility. The manifesto of agile software development, it says that we are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others to do it. And they came to conclusion that what they intend to uh, speak is that the processes and tools are more important in the classical software lifecycle models. Comprehensive documentation, contract negotiation, following a plan, all these are very important as far as the classical lifecycle models or process models we have seen. But Agile says that the individual and their interactions are more important than the processes and tools. Rather than having comprehensive documentation, it is always better to have a working software. Just negotiating the contract is not enough. Involve the customer. Let us have a customer collaboration. And following a plan would not do. Let's respond to change, means be available and be ready for any change. This means that while there is a value in the items on this right, they agree to this. But Agile Manifesto believes in the item on the left more. So, what exactly this agility means is the response to change in a rapid, adaptive, and effective manner, and communication, a lot of communication between the stakeholders. It may be all the interested parties in the software development, and then drawing the customer onto the team, if not individually or physically. Anyway, the customer has to be there all the time, and organizing the team such that it is in control of the work performed. Just leaving things to a certain group of people will not do. So agility in conclusion means rapid incremental delivery of software. The agility and cost of change, how they are related, that the conventional wisdom in software development, which were supported by decades of experience, is that cost of change increases non-linearly as project progresses. This means as the project would progress, this is the development schedule progress, and as the project would progress, if at all some change has to be done or some requirements has to be changed, the cost would be very high. But proponents of agility or those who advocate agility, they would argue that a well-designed agile process flattens this curve. See, it flattens this curve. This just allowing the software team to accommodate changes at a later stage also in the software project, and without even costing much or affecting the budget or the cost and the time of completion. So an agile process is driven by customer descriptions, what is required. We call them as scenarios. It recognizes that plans are just short-lived. From inception to completion, we don't agree that a plan should start and end here. They are short-lived. Agile process develops software interactively with heavy emphasis on the construction activities. This part is construction. So all those parts which are preceding or succeeding construction, they are given importance, but not that much importance as it is given in the classical life cycle. Most of the concentration is on the construction part, and we deliver the multiple software increments. That is, it is an incremental delivery and adapts as change occurs. The most important agility means the adaptation or the readiness for the change. So agile or agility principles, any agile software process, how to characterize it. It will be characterized in a manner that addresses a number of key assumptions about the majority of the software projects, these agility principles. That is, the highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. The customer is not going to wait because he is giving you a task, he has to complete certain tasks. And also the welcome to the change or requirements changing, even in the later stages of the development. So agile processes, they welcome the change for customers' competitive advantage, which is required because At the later stage, it would come that the customer will say, I would require this, my competitor has this. So you have to welcome the change. And frequent delivery of software is important. That is, it may be a couple of weeks to a couple of months. May not go for years. And the time scale should be short as possible. The business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. Means those who has given us task and those who are completing this task, both should be involved. And project around is concentrated around the motivated individuals. Means the environment and the support should be such that you trust your people that they will get the job done. And most important is face-to-face conversation. That is the efficient and effective method of giving information, conveying information, is not just by passing information through certain means, telling it to your secretary and ask her to send the message. No, it has to be face-to-face conversation. And the working software is the primary measure of progress, not other things or other metrics which we use. The working software is all what we care about. And the agile processes, they promote sustainable development. That means the sponsors or the developers or the users, they should be able to maintain a constant pace indefinitely. The most important thing is the technical excellence and good design. So there is an continuous attention to these two, which will actually enhance your agility more. And simplicity. Art of maximizing the amount of work done is essential. And you need to have best architecture, requirement and design. This would only come when you have a self-organizing teams. Means team which is by itself self-organizing. They are not going to place a label that you are this, you are this. But the team is self-organizing. And at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effectively or do the job effectively. Then would adjust accordingly. They will behave in the manner which is required or sought. Since the human factor is important, everything which comes will require human intervention, human development, human resource, human excellence, human interactions. So the process molds to the need of people and team, not the other way around. What are the key traits that must exist among the people on agile team and the team itself? They must have competence. They need to have a common focus, collaboration between all of them, decision-making ability for each and every person. The fuzzy problem-solving ability means highly, not 0 or 1, but highly, partially, somewhat. All these answers should be given. And the trust and love and trust and respect for one another. And self-organization. You do this task, I will do this task. Okay, let me do this task, I will assign this task. This is self-organization. Then comes the XP, that is, Agile is a manifesto. Agile development is what guides a software development. But if you want to follow certain life cycle models in Agile, then XP is the most widely used Agile process. And it was proposed by Kent Beck. And we have a recent variant also, we call it as IXP, Industrial XP. So XP, what does extreme programming does what? He defined set of 5 values to establish a foundation for all work performed as a part of XP. So these 5 values, what Ken Beck has proposed, is communication, simplicity, feedback, courage, and respect. Means all these 5, they are the guiding force, or they are drivers of specific XP activities, actions, and tasks. Extreme programming. The extreme programming or XP uses an object-oriented approach as its preferred development paradigm. First of all, extreme programming object-oriented approach to encompass a set of rules and practice that occur within the context of 4 framework activity. And these activities are similar to the classical life cycle: planning, design, coding, and testing. So first of all, the planning starts. In the planning, the user requirements are called as user stories, and the acceptance test criteria is made, and how to iterate these user stories, because once one user story is finished, we have to take the another user stories. Then what about the design in this XP? CRC cards are made. Simple design and CRC cards are made, and these CRC cards are distributed among the team. And who comes up with the better idea or the best idea, and all would agree, then that design is taken, or that idea is taken, and then spike solution, that is prototypes, are formulated. In the coding period, there is pair programming, which means two individuals would sit together and they will do the pair programming. And refactoring means making your software or code better and better for efficiency, performance, or removing those code or those parts which are not necessary, or that are creating some problem. This is what refactoring means. After coding has been done, the testing starts with unit test and the continuous integration at the coding part, along with the acceptance test at testing. And the release is very important, because the software increment, the project velocity is computed and the increment are released in short times. In extreme programming, it starts with or begins with the creation of user stories. And the agile team, they sit together, they assess this user story, and they assign a cost to each user story. And then these stories are grouped together. These are stories. They are grouped together for a deliverable increment. Then a commitment is made that, okay, we will deliver this, and this will take this much of time, and this time is very short. And after the process has started, the first increment, the project velocity, is used to help define what would be our next delivery date for the upcoming increments. In XP, we have various phases. This was planning, then XP design, XP coding, and XP testing. In XP design, we use a KISS principle, that is, keep it simple. We encourage the use of CRC cards. CRC cards are nothing but the cards which are given to the team, and they will all brainstorm and come to a conclusion and find out the best solution which is possible. For difficult design problem, we can suggest the creation of spike solutions as a design prototype. And XP design encourages refactoring always, means iterative refinement of the internal program design. The design may be changed. Refactoring can be done. Say if 7 lines are there, refactoring may result in 3 lines. So it would be good to maintain less complex code. And XP coding, at this stage, it recommends the construction of a unit test for a store before coding commences. So this is very important about XP. Before even starting the code, unit tests are already constructed, and the pair programming, 2 people would sit together and they will program. Then XP testing and XP testing, all unit tests are executed daily. Please understand, all the unit tests are done or executed daily, and the acceptance tests are defined by the customer and executed to assess customer visible